What's up, guys? Welcome to Splitting Hairs, episode 2 of season 3. Thank you guys so much for joining us live here. Some of us had a very long day in the salon, like a holiday long day. So the salon was really busy. Everybody just finished up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I got Daniel Downs with me, Brian Hare, Drea Bolin, Thad Bolin, Christina Cavalcanti, and we are here live for you, for your listening pleasure.
Enjoy.
So tonight we actually have a really cool show because not only are we going to go over some of the latest trends in hair, but we're also going to do a live haircutting demonstration.
We are.
Brian has one client left, and that is a doll head over there. So
I'm going to charge you $66 for that. So
yes,
that I can
and then you can hit your goal of the day. So thank you to MinervaBeauty.com for being the sponsor of the show. We have the biggest barber pole on the planet over here.
We do.
That's what she said.
That they sent us, and I was gonna review it.
Oh, you can see it.
It's
Yes.
so cool.
It is
Sounds
so
great.
cool.
Can't miss it. I don't know why I'm like, you could see this thing from space.
Yeah.
Doing your great Vanna White there, though.
So
Hey,
first off, we're gonna be hanging that in the parlor, which would be really cool.
from the ceiling.
But just so Minerva knows, I would really like another one to keep right there at all times because
Wow.
I really like the accent in the background. But that is, how tall is that thing? Like what? 5 feet at least?
I was gonna
It's
say,
taller than me, I
5.5
think.
feet.
I'm
Well, that's-
5'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
It's got
really
Somewhere
a feat.
between
Six.
My
5,
stool is taller than you, Christina.
5, 5.
I was gonna say, Brian, do you want to stand next to it?
No.
Okay.
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
I don't want to
burn-
get up.
I
Nope.
could burn the building.
So-
Barbering pole.
Oh, Christina, it's taller than you? Wow.
If you
Is
guys
that better?
want to pick up the largest spinning barber pole on the planet, go to MinervaBeauty.com and get one because it is cool. It's super cool. When we plugged it in and I lit it up, I was like, wow, this is my favorite thing of the week.
All right, Oprah.
Yeah.
You get a barber pole.
Yeah,
You
maybe
get a
we'll give
barber
one away.
pole.
I'll have to ask them, though. I'm not sure. So thank you to MinervaBeauty.com. Also, we're bringing back trending tresses. So that's going to be the first subject of the
Yeah.
night. Drea found something. Brian found a few things as well. So, Drea, do you want to do the first story?
Sure, why not?
All right, let's do that.
All right, so it's from. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear
Okay.
you. Can you
All
not
right.
hear you?
I can't hear me.
Okay.
So that's okay.
All right.
You sound good.
Oh, well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from refinery29.com. They randomly send out different blogs and all these different things, and one of them was the new It Girl color trend. And we've seen it for a while now, you know, the shadow root. And the new twist is to have a fantasy color in the root instead of a more natural color, which it just took me back to a few years ago when Brian did a really quick color technique for one of Matt's haircuts. And he had a beautiful violet.
For those of you that don't know this story, that maybe just started tuning in season 3, she's referring to this little thing that Matt and I did where I colored the girl and then Matt cut her. And it took me about 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like Drea said,
It was
purple
beautiful.
roots, blonde hair. Then Matt made the picture black and white to put on our advertising for the salon. And then went on video and referred to it as a quick color technique that I just threw
It was a
together
good
real
time.
quick.
Well, first off, let me just defend in the fact that
He wasn't there for any of
it
it.
was
So
a
for him it was.
It was a great. I was there for every bit of that, but the reason I made it black and white is because I'm terrible. Especially at that point, I was terrible at taking pictures, so it didn't do any justice to the hair color, the picture that I took. So I made it black and white because it just looked better.
But
So
I really have to
that's-
say, I love this idea.
So
and
now
this
you're up to
concept
speed.
for
Yeah.
this trend.
there it is. So
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Like, I think it's way better than glitter roots. And
I like the glitter.
yeah, but have you ever tried to do the glitter roots?
Have you?
Yes.
When?
On my sister.
Did you use gel and glitter?
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to do that. I did that when I went to my prom. I matched. I don't know why. I was surprised to find out I was gay.
Are you
But
s-
like I matched my date's like color ensemble. I bought that color glitter and then put it in a Dixie cup with hair gel and then did my hair. And I'm like, yeah, what?
Yeah.
This is cool.
Are you saying that you did
Scumball.
it before it was cool?
No, I'm just saying that I've done it in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. And then there was another. Yeah, we had the other picture up. So that's it.
yeah, I feel accomplished with that.
You feel good. You feel good. Okay. All right. And then let's move on then. So the next one is Brian found this haircuts you're about to see everywhere. So I thought this was pretty cool, and I personally would like to make videos about each of these techniques very soon because
yeah.
they're cool. So do you want to go through each one?
Each and every one.
Yeah, all four. Of them.
All of them. It was a couple of hairdressers. One, I'm obsessed with Jen Atkin, and she was one of the hairdressers that was contributing to this. And the first was the curtain fringe, which is what our mystery guest is going to show you tonight. It's really just about, you know, that curved bang that is a little bit longer, a little bit shaggier, looks kind of like you can't really tell if you just got it done or if you need to go get it done, which is sort of the vibe of it, which I'm totally into because I love hair that kind of looks like it needs to get done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
And then the second one was jaw length cuts, which I'm super stoked about because
Oh yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, obviously this isn't going to be for everyone, but if this is something that's catching on, then the people who want it, that you know that they've got like the good neck for it and the face for it, it's going to be a lot of fun.
The thing I like too is that both pictures that you put up have a really deep part, and then it comes over, and it's got like a slight bit of layering, but it's still pretty blunt on the bottom.
Right. Like maybe they just cut that with the center part and then just flop some of it over. To
Yeah, it's
fake
kind of like,
layering,
yeah, that's what it looks like. So
which is what I just did on my client just now.
nice.
Number 3, blunt choppy bangs, which I'm totally into because I don't know. I feel like I don't mind bangs so long as they don't look like the super perfect
The
solid
kindergarten
lines.
picture.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. Like that's a cool look. It's just I like this alternative better. You know, they're still like really good, really strong. They make a really strong impact and a good impression, but it's, you know, it's not just a solid line that looks like a bowl cut
Right.
on her head.
And where did
Go.
this article come from?
It's
probably important.
Snapchat. Remember 'cause I took a million screenshots?
Oh.
It was I have to look at the photos. I forget whose
Somebody's story.
Snapchat story it was, 'cause that's the new
Okay.
thing is these advertisers are doing these 24-hour articles and stories and shows on
Okay.
Snapchat. It's super cool.
Well, whoever posted it. These are not our photos.
No,
so.
yeah, no, I did not take this.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the soft center part curls, which
Love that.
obviously I'm super into 'cause that's my fantasy that I live every day of my life with that hair.
That is definitely hair envy.
I mean, I thought that was a picture of
I
me,
know.
but it's not. Yeah,
bizarre.
so I'm super into it because now that my hair is long enough to wear in a center part, now I'm into it. A couple of inches ago, it was a bad shape. It was not a. Oh my God, Christina, you're eating your macarons.
I'm eating Matt.
They're
Oh,
mine.
that's fine.
The so I was actually going to tell you today 'cause I think your hair has been looking a lot better. Like
It's been pulled back.
no, I know. I think you finally hit the point where like. But the other day you walked in and it was down, and I was like, all right, I think he's hit that point where it looks
I
cool.
crossed over.
Yeah, but it forever it was just kind of like expanding out, and like the ends were just crying to jump off.
Yeah, now the ones
Yeah.
that needed to go have broken off. So it's like
Right.
what we're left with is
Yeah.
sweet.
All right. So
So that's my life.
so that's your life, and now you're gonna show us how to do the curtain fringe.
All right, now you guys chat.
So yeah,
Be
we,
entertaining. How
we'll
do I
chat.
turn this
Thad's
on?
gonna spin around. We have a mannequin head ready, so Brian's gonna get set for that.
I don't know if I turned this on. Did I turn it on?
Let me see it. There's a side
Oh.
button. Yeah, there you go.
I don't have to pair it.
Nope.
I really should have gone over this.
Should sync right up.
while we
We'll let
weren't
you
on
know.
camera. While we weren't live on the internet.
We'll let you know if we can't hear you. So if anybody has any questions for Brian when he does this technique, definitely shout them out, and we'll let you know. I'm watching the chat here. Let's see. Let's see. I had to turn my volume way up.
I was gonna say, this is something that Brian just did on one of his guests, maybe last week or the week before, and she just popped in today to buy a gift card. And the way she styled them, like they looked good when she left, but like just the effortless look that it came around with. Like, I thought it was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Can you hear me yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally
Oh,
hear you.
oh, hey.
All right.
Oh, I need a comb.
That helps.
There she is.
There she is. She's ready.
I feel like Brian might be merging back into the I'm going to steal the things on the table mode.
Yeah.
I forgot a comb. Let
There's
me
a
just
lot more
borrow one of
tables in
yours.
here, though, than it used to be. All right, Brian.
You guys should see this, Jerry. There's so much shit to steal. I'm in it. All right, so here we are in boy band mode. I'm just going to do just a quick fringe. It's like no big deal. I'm not even really doing it. We're going to take a picture of the back of her head to advertise it. So, yeah, I was, like Dre was just saying, this is something that I've really been digging, and I like that this article is sort of calling it out and calling a bit of attention to it. So I'm just going to give her nothing crazy, not like a really hard fringe. Like I said, I just want to give her the little bit where it's a little bit highest in the center, and then just kind of scoops down a little bit onto each side. And I'm going to do it with Mizutani texturizers because, again, it's meant to look like super lived in and just like really relaxed. I want her to look like maybe she needs to go get her bangs cut because then you see her more. All right, so starting off, I'm going to use her nose as just kind of like my guide point to make sure that even if I'm just standing on the one side, I'm kind of always ending up in that area. So obviously, as you know, like when you're cutting bangs, you're going to want to make sure that you check out their density. If their hair is really, really fine and you're going for a really heavy bang, take that into consideration. My last guest that I just finished, we had this whole conversation about how we can't do a heavy fringe on her because it would take the entire top of her head. She would end up with a mullet. So for this lady, it kind of just falls in nice and easy already because she's a beautiful mannequin that does all the work for us. We're just going to start with her like recession to recession. So coming off the center here, again, like I said, I'm going to use her nose as kind of I'm standing at the side. This is where I'm going to work. What do you need? You good?
Yeah.
Can I do the whole thing like that?
We can't see your face when you do that.
But they can. Go to that camera.
I can just see your neck.
I have a good neck.
You
That's
do.
cool. All right, so I've got my texturizers, and I'm trying to do this so that you can see me. I'm not gonna bring this all the way down to the nose because that's a little bit of a like the over thing. Because look at where this hair is coming from. I don't want it straight out from the head at like what would be technically a 90 from that area. So I'm gonna bring it out and then drop it down a little bit, giving me like a 40-something-ish degree of elevation. And then I've got my texturizers. I'm going to go straight up and down, which I don't know if there's any angle to see me from the side.
Yeah, maybe just
What?
that should be good.
Yeah, because you see where my elevation is. And then if I cut it going close to straight up and down, what that's going to do is it's going to give me a little bit more of a bevel, which is going to soften that even more. So looking where we're at, I'm just going to open and close a whole bunch of times until finally it cuts through. I have another set of texturizers that are much bigger, like notches, where there's only like 4 or 5 cutting points there. I don't typically use those when I do any kind of fringe like this, just because it's more of a blunt cut. Like you almost might as well be using scissors at that point. This I feel like chews the line up much more, which gives it more softness.
Which one are you using? Does it say on there, Brian?
Uragi 10.
10. Okay.
What's that mean? There's 10 things?
I think it means it cuts 10%,
Oh.
but
I mean, it cuts 100 if you work hard on it. All right, so what I'm doing now, because I'm not, like my guide's behind this, I'm just using my fingers. Again, we're using texturizers and we're cutting a really soft fringe, so it's not an exact science. But I can feel with my finger where that guide is. I'm trying to hide. Yeah, there you go. There's my guide. So holding it about the same, and then once that guide comes through, chew it out. Chew it. Goodbye.
And then are you over directing it towards the center?
Yeah, I'm still using that nose as my point of where that's going to. Like I said, because from the side, I can still tell where that is. So then grab the next bit of hair. Again, crudely using my hands instead of this beautiful Mizutani comb. But now that I'm to the side, I am elevating it up just a tiny bit more to make sure, like rather than down here where I was, because we're pulling from over here, I'm going to give it a little bit more elevation to take a little bit of the weight out so that I can still get that nice soft bevel
Yeah,
when I drop it.
we were discussing earlier, you got to think about the head shape as it's curving around, because what it does is it's if you kept your elevation the same, it would build up too much weight around there. So just giving it a little extra elevation will take out some of that extra weight that's going to build up in the corners, because a lot of people's guess their biggest challenge is right at that temple area where it gets super heavy with their bangs. So just a little bit more elevation as you go around that curve. So James is asking,
Hi, James.
he says, different James.
It's still James.
It's still James. So could I use a finer tooth texture shear?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're just going to open and close it a hell of a lot more times.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like to use these for cutting, and not just bang. I do whole haircuts with bad boy, actually with these exact ones I stole from Matt. Because I like the look of like there's no two hairs on the head that are the same length. And this helps to really just build in that softness for you. Like, it makes precision impossible.
Matt's head just spun.
I know, and that's like... Matt's like, this guy's on payroll?
Now, Brian, when you're pinching that, are you twisting at all, or are you trying to keep everything straight?
No, I'm keeping it straight. I'm just kind of making sure... I'm totally looking for a little bit of imperfection, but I don't want it to be bad. Like, I don't want it rolled up or flipped under. I'm just kind of, like I said, crudely using my fingers just to pretend to organize it a little. That little bit of elevation, and then just chew on through. This could also be done with fire.
What about a samurai sword?
All right, calm down, Drea. We're trying to be serious here. This is a serious show for adults.
What about Viking axe?
All right.
All right.
Oh my God, it's perfect. I'm so good at everything I do. Sometimes Matt
Beautiful.
asks me, when did I know that I was the best hairdresser ever? See, I don't know. Or-
So the things that, so zoom out of that a little bit, Thab. So the things that I like about this fringe, I think this is definitely a little bit of a longer feel to it, but
That's what she said.
you could easily take it shorter.
Right.
And
I just did it so that we can do many fringe trims on this lady.
yeah. But see how soft it is? That's why using that texture scissor is just an easier way to do it. You could do it with a scissor, you could do it with a tease cutting technique, all kinds of different things, but in the end, that seems to be the most efficient way of just going through there and cutting it.
That's how I like to get down.
All right, cool.
So it's great for those guests that don't like to style their hair that well or aren't efficient in styling their own hair, that it gives that effortless lived in. They're very user-friendly fringe.
I'm into it.
I love the fact that even if you were to wear your hair up, back, or even just in a simple braid, it gives you a little bit more style.
Right. So, all right, cool. So thank you, Brian. Good job.
You're welcome, Matt.
Hopefully everyone liked that.
And if you don't,
Can't wait to try this with my Donald Scott razor. All right. And love it. Would work with slightly longer too? Question mark. Yes. So the great thing about that technique is that it's a nice and light technique, so you can do it on longer, shorter, whatever you're looking for. So yeah, hope you guys like the technique. Now we're gonna get into the news, which is
wait, don't move on yet.
Okay, what?
The one thing that I forgot to add was the other thing when I do that I like to do a lot of times. Again, this is only if it's appropriate for the haircut and the style. With that super, super soft PC fringe, I also like to sometimes continue down with a little bit of a face framey bit that just kind of makes that. It goes with it when the hair is down, but it also looks really cute. Like if you pull the hair up, to have the really soft long bangs, and then just a little bit extra, like sort of. not go all the way back to like the ear, but maybe just the hairline hair, kind of just mess
So
with it a little bit.
Nice.
Just right around that little perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, depending on their hair, I might take it down a little bit further, just for to create a little extra softness.
Cool. All right, so the thing that we didn't talk about last week was our 5 hair myths you need to stop believing. So I want to go through those. The first myth
Oh,
is,
Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of curious as to why something didn't get on here.
what do you mean?
All the hair grow products.
The what?
What?
Hair regrow products like Don't Go Bald, use this product.
Oh,
Okay.
Like Bosley.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well,
Oh,
I think
on this
Bosley is a
list, you mean?
surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, like any of the products that like all the shampoos and conditioners that promise to like regrow
Clearly,
hair.
that's a
That
little
is
bit
so
messed.
mad.
He's so
Okay, little
bitter.
No, actually,
self-interest.
I'm fine, but I have had a lot of clients who have used them, and they're like, yeah, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So, real quick, before we jump into this, one of the things that gets me really excited about this that you guys don't know about Danielle yet, all of the years that I have known her, she is my favorite person to talk to about the actual like science of hair, because that's where her nerddom like takes over. She can sit there, I mean, like straight out of the Milady book, remembers
Yeah.
the absolute perfect breakdown of everything, and can take all of this to like the next level of, well, scientifically, the reason, like, get it,
She
girl.
was cracking me up
It's-
yesterday with going through and like fact checking things, and she's like getting angry, and she's like, "Drea, listen to this," and I'm like, "Oh my God, there's so much information coming at me right now."
But I like it. That's what got
No,
me
I love
interested
it.
in
That's why I need you there.
It's
'cause
very entertaining.
I like to hear that, but I'm not retaining all that.
Well, for me, it
She's
was
like, "Ask her."
because the first time that I got my hair done as a kid, I got a relaxer. And then a couple of months later, for whatever reason, the woman told her, okay, I want to get, this new product, the Wave Nouveau, which was basically like a Jerry curl. So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's what I have.
my hair all fell out
Oh, I know.
over the
Oh.
course of a couple of weeks. And then my
Aw.
first, I think, week in cosmetology school was when I found out that you do not mix sodium hydroxide and ammonium thio, because basically it makes Nair.
Oh.
So that's why the chemistry of things really interests me,
Who
because
wears short
literally you
shorts?
can hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And she's stuck with it. All right. So that being said, I
Okay.
hope I didn't just say that for nothing. Don't make me look bad.
All right, so
I did kind of take little notes.
did you read through? Okay, yeah.
She's
you
like
have
5 pages of notes in the other
few-
room.
And the funny thing, so Danielle started last week in the salon, and today you were busy.
Yes.
Yeah, you had three
And
new
Sunday.
guests, colors, and everything. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
really good. So you did that and took a lot of notes. Good job.
Yes.
Success. All right, so the first myth is adding sweet and low to your color stops burning and irritation. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that are gonna lose their mind over
Go ahead.
this. Yeah.
Come at me.
Yeah.
I vote.
I
placebo.
hate that one.
So do you need to add sweet and low to your color anymore? Does anybody still do that?
I was gonna say I inherited a guest at my old salon in Maryland.
Who
She insisted that sweet and low had to be put in her color, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So I just told her I did, and she totally believed that it was the magic that made her scalp not itch as much. And I
People are
mean,
so stupid.
Well-
it was so funny because I would even bring an empty sweet and low packet over next to the color, just to really sell it.
Lies.
Dre is committed to the bullshit.
Just so
I,
you all
uh,
know, Drea
Well-
layers her lies.
Yeah, wow.
Well, it was one of those things. Like at first, I was trying.
Her name's not even Drea.
It's not.
It's Stacy.
So all right, so we agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle,
Danielle,
I've
what-
you
never
want to
put,
weigh in?
Okay, well, with all of that
like
research
Bill
and
Nye.
all of that stuff. Okay, so one of the things that was in there was that there's the cream of tartar, which was in our myths. So that's potassium bitartrate. So it's 4.5. And then there's also the saccharin that's in there, which is a 2.0 pH. So that's why a lot of people are thinking, okay, acidic, it's going to bring down the pH. But
That's
honestly,
really acidic.
yeah.
2.0? Yikes.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like, it's just sugar and it's one little packet. Even if you're putting like
No, I
say
know,
4 or
but
something
I
like
just-
that, and
that's
it's
just really-
2-ounce formula, what is it really going to do?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like we were always told where we're supposed to add sugar, say to like shampoo or something like that, because it'll chelate the scalp. And it's also going
Is
to.
that how you say that word?
Yeah.
I said it wrong just tonight. All these years
you
that I've
say
been
chili?
saying that word, yeah. I've had no idea how to say that. I just said it to my
Well,
last
that's
guest
like a
an ass.
chignon.
Huh.
Yeah, the French. You gotta love them.
Good to know.
So Jason's asking, why is color even burning? He said, I use Paul Mitchell. I've never had a guest complain, even with Synchro Lift. I mean,
Different body.
Back in the
lightener.
day.
It's lightener. Yeah.
I had someone that insisted on color. Back when I like first was in hair and like didn't have the confidence to tell someone that they were just being silly.
Okay.
She insisted, and it was just for base color.
Well, I mean,
Well,
people
everyone has
people
different
have sensitive.
sensitivity.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
different sensitivity.
I am
So-
not playing into this one.
Well, not the
No,
sweet and
not
low.
that would
No,
change
not that you
No.
should use sweet and low,
No,
but
meaning
Like,
that their head might have felt a
their
reaction to their scalp
Veg
may have.
and whatnot.
yeah. Or that maybe they have a cut or something, or but like a
Or
rash,
just a dry
or
scalp.
like
Ew.
you never know.
True.
Gross.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So, did that mean you agree with it, or you don't?
Oh
agree?
no, I agree with it.
Oh, okay.
'cause
We're like, we
Okay.
don't know what
coming
to do.
Final
from
word.
an
She's like
old lady
Mythbusters.
salon,
All right.
Yeah, they used it.
No, I'm saying she's our hair Mythbusters.
This one's interesting. Rinsing with cold water closes the cuticle and boosts shine.
I've heard that it does, but that it's not in like significant enough because like cold does like compress.
Yeah, but
I
if
heard
you think
that there was no point doing it unless you were air drying. Like that was, and that was like the part of this myth that I bought into. Because if
That's also
heat
a
makes
fair
it
point.
expand, and you put a blow dryer on it, well, then you just froze your nuts off for no reason. But if you're gonna air dry, it could help. Was what I was.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
I
well,
settled with that.
Yeah, what
myth.
I was always
Okay.
told was that like, yeah, cold does compress, but like, you're not going to use that cold of water on your client because that would be freezing.
okay.
Mhm.
Third one, hair becomes immune.
But wait.
What?
You didn't actually read what it says there. It says it's not true.
I know. That's
But-
the whole point of why it's a myth.
Yeah, but we didn't like say that.
They're all myths. It's the 5 myths.
All right.
I mean, we're all assuming,
no, I mean we
right?
just because like Thad and I
Myth
both
means
talked about
not
like, well, this
true.
is why we believe in it, but then we moved on. Doesn't matter why Thad and I believed in it because we were both damn
We're
wrong.
just a bunch of idiots.
Okay. So read it.
Well, no, that was it.
Oh, okay.
We're wrong. It doesn't work. It's a myth.
All right. And so the third myth is hair becomes immune to the same shampoo over time.
No, that's real.
That one irritates me.
I'm just kidding.
I fight with people still all the time about that one.
Yeah. Well, I think. Why do you think it is the? What do you think the reason is that people believe that? Because people have
well,
told them.
because they're out of the
doing-
take home that they need, so they're like, oh, well, your hair is going to get immune to that anyway, so we should probably switch anyway.
Well, because to an extent,
That's
like-
actually a good. That's a salesman, Dad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
right.
I explained to them
But-
it's not that they're immune to it. It's just that whatever product is in the shampoo that they're using is just built up. So the salesman in me gets them to buy a
Clarify.
shalating.
Well, actually,
and then the stuff that they're normally using, and I'll say, this is how you're going to love it, just like the first time you ever used
well,
it.
I mean, in a way, it could be gain immune to it. So, like, if you're giving somebody like a moisturizing
Did you
shampoo
read
that,
these?
that has oils in it, hold on. I'm trying to debunk as to why it became a myth.
Ah.
So, if somebody had a shampoo that like,
Thad's
was like
blaming.
a strengthening shampoo,
Yeah.
and the hair no longer needed the added strength, it would probably have some sort of buildup on it.
What do you mean didn't need this? It's not really how
Like
it works.
It's kind of like
You
what the
don't, like-
article said. Your hair already received all the benefits
Yeah.
from that
Oh,
shampoo.
okay.
Like it corrected it, or it,
Yeah, so
Right.
now it's on to needing like a daily shampoo instead of just the added strength.
Yeah.
Back when like the strength shampoos just added layers of protein around your hair.
So then it's not that your hair became immune. It's that your hair now feels different from using a different shampoo.
The shampoo
Yeah.
worked,
And
and now
that's
it's
what
time to
the
use a
article
daily shampoo.
just
Okay.
Well, also, people change their hair. So if you were blonde over the summertime and you're using something that's extra moisturizing, but then you want to go darker later on and you don't need all of that extra, I guess, proteins and all of that, and you just want something that's going to stop fading
Right.
because you have that bleach underneath, just it's like changing your clothes during the seasons. Got to change your products.
Myth.
Myth.
busted.
All right.
Is the
Should
one
we have
I
the
sent
stamp on
Danielle.
there?
Okay, so red color molecules are smaller, so they fade faster.
This is go.
Danielle has a
I literally, when I read this article, I screenshot and sent to Danielle. I'm like, can you believe?
Didn't they say this in our color training? back in the day? They did,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are they
Because I remember like having to explain that the red molecules are different. Like
yeah.
black is huge,
Mm-hmm.
right?
The chocolate chip
Red
theory.
is yeah. So
Oh yeah.
Well, this is
Mhm.
saying that all color molecules are equal in size.
then why doesn't Inkworks stick?
ink works well because it doesn't process.
Fantasy colors. Like why don't they stick to like?
It's not because the molecules are
Well,
bigger.
It's that semi, demi, and then permanent.
Fair.
So one's already actual size. One needs, developer to actually cultivate whatever size. And then permanent color, I mean, then you're worrying about underlying color, you're worrying about bleach, and just everything underneath.
Okay, so Esperanza, I think that's her name. Says, so does it affect fashion color too? This was about shampooing in cold water. I can probably stop bending over the tub to wash my hair in ice water then. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm still kind of blown away by this whole red molecule thing. I'm going to have to really...
Me too, but okay, so I did find something interesting about wavelength. So apparently what we can see on like nanometers
Yeah.
in the wavelength, red appears between 635 and 700 nanometers, and from the spectrum from blue all the way up until yellow, that you can see from 390 to 700 nanometers. So billionth of light.
I knew that.
Okay.
I know, means nothing to a lot of people, but it's literally what we were taught.
That
How
was
can
actually
light
my-
pass through something?
You can just
Right.
see red a lot
That was
easier.
actually my Facebook post like
well,
2 years
also
ago.
Well,
the
a lot
changes
more
that are
red.
in red.
right.
And then where does it sit in the hair? So that was one thing that we went through with our training with Paul Mitchell, that at least this part of the myth is true or busted.
Right.
Was, how blue, it sits closer to the cuticle. Red is kind of like in there in the cortex, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
and
it is.
then yellow sits deeper in the cortex.
Okay. Right.
And then your
Okay.
eye just sees all of them kind of differently sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't see
So-
color.
What do you see?
You're
I'm just
so
kidding.
ignorant to ignore it.
All right, cool. So, and then the last myth is alcohol in products is drying to the hair. I love that this is a thing.
Me too.
Yes.
I'm glad with it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one makes me happy.
Yeah.
Danielle. I mean, this is like if ever there was a moment that is your time to shine, this has got you written all over it.
Okay, so the only time that I worry about alcohol in products is for my natural guests, really, because it's going to dry out their curl. It's going to affect their curl pattern, and it can ultimately start to cause a little snapping. So with that, I do look to see if it has the cetyl lauryl alcohol or the cetyl sterol, if that's how you pronounce it.
Okay. So, why would that be different to those people that don't know?
Well, because the hair itself, because the cuticle is always raised, it's always losing moisture all the time.
Okay.
So if you're adding something that's alcohol based, that's drying it out even more.
But if this is saying alcohol does not dry out the hair,
I know.
then so are you saying you don't agree with this?
I do not agree with that.
Okay.
Just like I don't agree with products
It
that
does
do
say
carry.
not all alcohols are created equal too.
Right.
So
And this is the other thing. I mean, when you think about alcohol, it's very drying. I mean, it's what's in most products to dry up quickly.
I
But it
feel
So-
so dry in the morning.
I know.
But it also depends on where it sits on the ingredient list. Like the higher it is up in the list,
Good
the
one.
more concentrated it is.
So,
Okay.
are you saying that there's no decent kind of alcohol? You see alcohol and just steer clear, or are you okay with like some kinds of, but not others?
If it's further down on the list, I know that it's like what 0.02 or something like that. So then it's not a lot. I'm okay with that. The other thing that I look out for is sodium hydroxide. A lot of people don't realize that it's a binding agent for a lot of common things, especially shampoos. So if that's in the middle of the list, I stay away from it, because I did have that experience with a shampoo where it started to make my curls a little lazy because I was using it on a regular basis.
Okay.
Oh,
I
like
want that
heavier?
shampoo. It's like a relaxer.
You want lazier curls?
Yeah, I want curls as lazy as me.
You have the
Oh.
wrong shirt on. It should be lazy.
That's next week.
Oh.
You're not lazy, Brian, at all.
All right. So the last news article. So are you guys on the We Love Hair Education Facebook group?
Yes,
Yes.
they all
It's
are.
like- It's the latest Facebook group. There's a new Facebook
I'm not.
group
Where's
every
my
week.
invite?
I know. So I'm surprised you guys haven't just been added without even knowing. So We Love Hair Education Facebook page. There was this post about basically keeping professionals licensed in the care of clients' hair, skin, and nails. It was this big petition going around.
Mhm.
And what I found interesting is not that actual topic, because people talk about that all the time. They've been deregulating, hairdressers for years now, I guess. But what I thought was interesting is the conversation that happened in that group. And it was very, very divided in the way that a lot of the hairdressers in the group were split. Some people were saying that they were for deregulation, and they had their reasons, and then a lot of people were not for, obviously. And so I wanted to get your guys' thoughts. I mean, we have talked about this before, but I think it's always a subject that keeps coming up. So first off, what are your guys' thoughts on deregulation?
Well,
Do you find any, either way, because I'll give mine as well, but
my thought, I just see this one little sentence here, not inspecting or regulating blow dry bars. I think I'd be okay with that. Aside from just user error,
I mean, I feel like that's kind of
horsing around, how much damage are you going to cause to somebody's existence on this planet with just blow drying them versus cutting and coloring and all that stuff and chemical
Right.
servicing.
But I mean, I think of the girl who burned off her hair with a curling iron in that YouTube video.
Yeah, but she was
True.
13.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think
I don't think she went and got a job at a blow dry bar afterwards.
right.
No,
Well, she
but
did
I'm
it on
just-
But
purpose
she's
to
not
go viral
licensed.
and make some money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's chances of a lot of things happening, and you think about.
Well, then
All-
why ever leave the house?
I think it's more sanitation.
I think it's
Yeah.
a lot of sanitation too.
Because I mean, if you don't know,
Wait.
what lice is, and you don't know different things, and
Oh.
now you've
Yeah.
I don't
used
know what lice
Mhm.
is. You scratch and grow me too. Let's go.
you would notice.
Let's get your bangs cut.
so
Knowing how to clean up all of that stuff.
Right.
They look
exactly,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what do
Oh,
you
you
do?
brought friends.
And then if you're not,
Oh, they
Do
look
they
fun.
want their haircut
What's going
too?
on?
if you're not regulating it, if you're not checking out all these places, then you don't know if they're using the same brush on everybody, and it's kind of. But in general, I don't think that
Wait, are
has
you not
anything
supposed
to
to do
do.
that?
I don't think that has anything to do with being a hairdresser or having a license or not having a license.
I think there could be a course for that, that you could just go
It's
through.
called hair school.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
think about we all
No,
go
but
to
that's
No,
different because every building or establishment, like a restaurant, has health
Yeah.
board that comes through too.
And a
So
chef-
that has nothing
yeah.
to do with a license for that. Those are two separate things.
my challenge is with the school systems at this point is that they're not teaching. They're not really, a lot of them out there are not creating successful, knowledgeable hairdressers. They're just getting them through, taking their money, and then the government's doing the same thing. They're just going in, taking the money, getting
Ooh, getting political.
well, I'm going to say we
just kidding.
we just opened this place. The guy walked in and we got approved,
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I was like, good for Matt Beck. On his way to the store to get what we need to pass. And we passed anyway.
well, but that's the thing, and I'm sure he walked in and he was probably like, "Oh, this is a nice building." And
It's
so
because I
here you go.
schmoozed him.
Right.
He was there at the old salon.
But that's the thing,
No, but
So-
he was at the old salon a month before, and he even stated, he was the same person who just looked at us. He said, I see that you're going through the transition to get everything here and set up. So
yeah, no,
that's a little bit of an exception
Right.
because I don't want to call them out like that because the only experience we know
you don't want them on your
is
bad side.
Well, no, not that. I don't want to give false information. The only experience we have is here. I
So-
don't know other salons and what they're saying about state board. Maybe people could let us know. We don't really have that conversation with other salon owners.
So
Yeah,
wait,
true.
the conversation we're having right now, are we talking about just the regulatory stuff or are we talking about delicensing?
this is delicensing.
All right. So
Mhm.
what do you feel about that? Because I feel like until right now you've been pro delicensing.
I'm not pro delicensing. I think there should be a different system to get people licensed. So I know it's a fine line.
So does Danielle.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the perfect point. And also, there's people out there that like, that's what I'm saying. Beauty school to me is not, it's not correct. I don't think it's really teaching people to be sanitary. Like, how many people are really learning anything in that? How many of you guys can really, besides Danielle, can really look at a disease on somebody's head and know exactly what it is?
No, you can't. But
Yeah,
you
I can.
I was gonna say, but at the same time,
Because I probably gave it to
And
them.
I would love
we're
every,
not.
and I know there's hairdressers out there like Danielle that study that kind of stuff, and then there's hairdressers like us that I couldn't wait to learn to cut hair and all that, but like the education part of it,
Right.
I feel that there just needs to be a different system. And I think
He just wants to
apprenticeship.
open a beauty school.
No, I
That's what it
don't.
is.
I don't. I think apprenticeship should be the way that it goes. I think
Like how
apprenticeship.
they do in England.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing.
I'd be down with that.
I think they should keep health and safety as a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Is
I
what
don't.
I'm
Yeah.
gathering what you're saying.
Definitely.
So when
Apprenticeship. If I'm apprenticing underneath you,
To learn
who
to cut
you're
hair.
who basically doesn't know anything about the health,
So wait,
like
Christina,
you're stating,
let me
Yeah.
ask you a
then
question.
I have to learn
all
that
out there.
somewhere. You
So
know,
but you should
so-
take a test for that.
Well, I have-
yeah.
Yeah.
So wait.
And that's part of the cosmetology. Like that's part of schooling, though.
So
They went
I have a
through it.
question that I don't know because
Okay.
I didn't do it up here. When I waited tables down in Alabama,
Right.
before you were allowed to start working, every server, bartender, everything had to go down to the Board of Health and like sit through this really obnoxiously long day of watching videos.
I believe
That was like a certification thing on safety, health, that kind of stuff.
I believe that.
Did they do
I
that up
did
here?
not hear, but I've only worked for all family-owned restaurants.
Well, this was like
So-
straight up. It didn't matter if it was mom and pop place
Yeah,
or Red
no.
Lobster.
So
like
what
we
I-
all
what
had
I'm
to
saying
do
though,
it.
in Pennsylvania, maybe some corporate or franchises are like that, but where I work, no, we did not.
I even
But
had to do it for the coffee
the
shop.
Wait, why does
managers-
Alabama have more like regulations on that than Pennsylvania?
Because that's all they're concerned with is eating.
the owners or managers or whoever they
Okay.
selected, like people there needed to know, and you had to have your papers up to date, kind of like here, like that's still, it was regulated, but not every single person had to go through.
Gotcha. Well, because the only reason I bring that
classes,
up
yeah.
is like if we were able to move to a system of a different way of licensing, I mean that could be something they
Right,
do.
it would be like a
once a year. Every like we all right, let's get together and like find a day and
you
go.
go
"Nice."
do it and you renew
They
it.
definitely should do that.
Mhm.
And then that way,
That video was gross.
because people come out of school and we know it because we get the comments every single day of people that went to school for 10 months to 2 years and still do not know how to cut hair, color hair. They don't know how to do anything. So then they come into a salon, they haven't learned the whole aspect of the health and wellness part of it, and then they also don't know how to cut hair either. So what are they spending 18 My school was $20,000, so it just seems silly to me that,
but look what it turned into.
and people are fighting it, but I don't think, I get that people are fighting it because they don't want the licensing to go away. I completely agree with that, but
This article though here says blow dry bars. So
well, this is like a small bit of it, but the whole
okay.
conversation that kind of blew up, and I didn't want to put it all in here, but if you guys want, go to the We Love Hair Education Facebook group. You can see what everybody was saying about it. But it is interesting. I think people should fight it, but I think they should be fighting for something better and not trying to keep what's current, because I don't think it's helping anybody. So
I think we need that as a whole.
yeah,
I know. It's like, doesn't the world just
that's
need that
Yeah.
in
general?
everything. So if you guys
We'll start with cosmetology.
if you guys have thoughts, post them below in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Maybe we can talk about them next week as well. Let's get into the Q&A and we'll finish the show that way. We have a big wheel full of prizes behind me with some awesome stuff and a few great questions from you guys from Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So,
Why do
Chris-
you always have to be showing off your big wheel?
what?
Oh, Thad.
What is my big wheel? That?
I loved big wheels when I was younger.
Yeah.
They're the
Can we get a
best.
bunch of big wheels to ride
You'd
around
still
the
fit
parking
in
lot?
one.
We should get Hayden a big wheel for Christmas.
We should all get.
Can
big
we get
wheels.
Christina one?
Yeah.
I want to
Well-
get Christina
We'll
one.
all
that's
three
like
get one.
your actual car now.
Can
but
we
like big wheel size.
can we all get big wheels and then get like bananas?
Not
and, like,
Power
turtle shell?
Wheels, big wheels.
Yeah, let's get
The big wheels weren't
They're
cars.
trikes.
They were trikes.
all
down
order
on the
6
ground.
big wheels,
Oh yeah, the big plastic trike bike.
and
Yeah.
we will
Alright.
race the
Yeah.
big wheels down the hill.
They actually have motorized ones too.
That would actually be fun.
That would be really fun.
I want
be
the little
great.
thing
Okay.
that you sit on and you wiggle your butt back and forth and it makes you go forward.
Yeah, that
But
thing was
make
fun.
sure you
What
get
was
My
it
some
called?
neighbor,
fancy.
I have no idea, but my neighbor had one and I thought it was amazing. The physics behind it.
All right, we
Should
got
we also
8
create an obstacle course?
8 minutes left.
Okay.
To
Alright.
what?
So we have
I'm just
gonna-
a question
keep it to
from
an hour.
Jennifer Briggs. What is your go-to styling product and hands down must have on every back bar?
Oil.
Yeah.
Some kind.
Wax.
Mhm.
All right,
I
that's
agree,
it.
oil.
Dre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, oil.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So everyone's
I
saying
concur.
oil and Thad, you're saying wax.
Yep.
It's so
Okay.
fun. I'm probably like a texture wax. I would like a wax too. Go to.
Well, I have hair beasts, so I need more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about back bar? Are we calling that the same thing?
Well,
Or-
I was just thinking.
like I
it was,
think back bar is
products.
shampoo or but
Shampoo too. Clarifying shampoo.
clarifying shampoo.
You gotta be able to get the wax out.
And the oil.
Good call.
Towels.
All right. Good one.
That's good.
Also, did anyone notice our nice mugs?
I did.
If you want to drink your coffee like us,
Oh, take a
In
look
the
at it.
morning.
It's got the Flame Hairs
Yeah.
logo on
if
it.
you want to drink coffee like us in the morning, go to freesaloneducation.com.
And you can fist bump people with it.
Yeah.
Because the logo is the right way.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually kind of bummed that it was right there, but I'm not anymore.
Can you
it's
hear
like-
what your coffee is saying?
Chin chin.
Yeah, why is
What
it
type of
there?
coffee are
It
you
should be in the
drinking, Thad?
front.
It should be in the front, right? But that's what they did.
You should
Oh.
order one
Oh,
and
you
wait
should
till you see what's
return
on the
these.
inside.
Well, I can't return them now.
That's not. I
We've
didn't
had our
notice
mouths all over
that.
them on camera.
I'll
no
send
one
them back.
drinks like this.
I know. See,
I did. Rest your chin.
come on, guys. No one's ordering them now. Way
Don't
to
order
go.
them until we
to
fix
go.
them. I
We
don't
ha-
want to sell them to people if they're not right.
I think it's cool.
Well,
Are they not right? though?
Alicia Loves Color said, hi all, so happy you're back on. What's your take on salon stocking products in today's Amazon world? Do you think it's worth partnering with big name product companies in the salon anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
I-
you
Nope.
should, I think you should use the product line that you like and that you believe in
Yeah.
and go from there.
I think people worry too much about Amazon. First off, I get that Amazon is a big thing. I get that when we're out of products in the salon, people go to Amazon and they buy it. It's the reality of the world.
Mhm.
But if you have the products in and you open your mouth and you talk about them, they buy them because they listen to your recommendation. They're not getting that recommendation on Amazon. And it's definitely more convenient while they're getting their hair done to then be able to take a product home.
Right. And then what if they want to switch? What if their hairs become immune to the shampoo they've been using?
Yeah.
Amazon ain't going to tell them what's best next.
Yeah. Or they have alcohol in their hairspray.
Shit.
Yeah. So I think that you should keep it stocked. I know that it's tough as a salon or as maybe a studio. What do they call them?
Sweet.
Suite.
Yeah.
Suite stylist.
Swits.
I mean, if you're dealing with a lot of local clientele, I still love the idea of just having a catalog of what's available and then telling them, all right, I can have it in a week. And
Yeah.
like
well, I think it's good
that way
because
it's the same idea as Amazon, but then you're still able to hand pick. Like we carry this product line. This is what they have. This is what I suggest for you. What would you like to get? Pay for it today. I'll have it in 5 days.
right.
And they can come back and pick it up.
I was going to say, I just had a client who she was so excited because she found dry wash on Amazon for her teenage daughter, and it was like $2 less than what we were charging for it. So she bought it, and she got it, and it was the
Spray
trial
paint.
size.
Should I post a sign that we?
Uh,
Oh, nice.
That's sick.
So she's like, I'm never.
That's
doing that
awesome for
again.
trying to be saving $2.
That's what you get.
That's what you. Wait. So
But they didn't have the size listed on it. They just
right.
had dry wash available.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure if she did some digging.
a lot of smaller, so like the bigger name brands aren't necessarily going right direct to Amazon yet, but the smaller brands are looking for distribution, so they're going direct to Amazon, and now Amazon has a whole beauty collection. So if you're going to partner with any brand, I think at this point I would go with a big brand if you're trying to fight the Amazon stuff, because if you look at brands like Paul Mitchell aren't really like, you can get Paul Mitchell on Amazon, but it's not coming from, like you said, it might be priced higher because of the fact that it's
Right.
going through so many hands to get there. So, and there's a lot of other brands. I'm just saying,
It's
I
like
just know
coming
that.
from those weird distributors that
Yeah.
are trying to get scraps of.
super weird, and they're
products.
grabbing the bottles and they're filling them with
CVS.
something else or whatever.
Yeah.
You never know. So,
So, J Hair Lab has a question this week for Danielle, if you're there.
I'm here.
Spelled your wrong.
And
Here
it
it
has to
is.
do with heat damage for natural curl or natural clients who alternate between straight styles and their natural curls. What's the best way to prevent heat damage?
Alcohol.
Thank you.
Color it red and use alcohol.
Chelating shampoo.
I opened myself up for that one, didn't I, Drea?
That's what she
bit,
said.
Oh my God, why do I keep setting you up that way? But anyway, so actually, I really like the Olaplex now. I only just started using that in the past month for, like,
welcome.
I got a text message the first time she
Thank
used
you.
it. Oh my God!
it was life changing.
Yeah,
really
it's
was,
good
'cause
stuff.
It did give a lot of slips. So I'm like, holy crap, they actually are bond builders. Holy Christ.
Yeah.
So I did like it. The other thing that I like for preventing heat damage was the Cara Triplex. They have, actually it's Hydra Triplex. So that was a good one. So anything that has just buffers and lots of moisture and also oils, that's your biggest thing. And giving the hair a break, that's my biggest one, is that you can't go every single week, because after a while that heat's going to break down the curl. It's not going to curl up right. It's going to get lazy. And especially in the front, because that's where a lot of women are just constantly re-straightening their hair.
I think that's where a lot of people are looking, even our clients, like they're looking for the perfect product to help with breakage. And I think over the lots of years and really literally breaking Christina's hair off.
You just gotta quit effing with your hair.
Well, no, I totally agree with
I think
giving
it's
yourself
heat.
a break.
Yeah,
The
I think
heat
Yeah.
from my blow dryer or my wand or my iron. Yeah, you have to.
I mean, otherwise you're going to get immune to those
Mhm.
tools and the lightener.
I don't use any of those, and my hair still sucks.
true. You don't cut your hair though.
Oh,
yeah,
come
but
on.
I think you
True.
need a haircut probably on
True.
the ends, and then
I mean,
maybe you need to start it, like. Also, you may need a break. Maybe you need to use some a little bit more.
yeah,
Do you
something.
do Olaplex number 3?
not as often as I should,
Okay.
like at all.
Okay.
I mean,
So
it's,
no.
So the
It's
answer is
really-
no.
it's really no surprise that I'm joking. I know why my hair feels like this. Like,
Okay.
I don't take my own advice. And to whoever it was that I'm friends with on Facebook that saw my gorgeous picture of my blowout and he's like, I don't know you, but your hair sucks. I'm like, why are we friends on Facebook? Like, I didn't
Not
post
really,
this
my
because I
friend.
think it's like a Herbal Essence commercial. Like, I wasn't boasting about this gorgeous. Thanks.
Herbal essence.
Herbal essence.
Oh, and then you'd
That's
be
not what I
surprised
should
how-
use.
That's what Brian's using. Herbal essence.
But
Well,
yeah,
we-
you'd be surprised how many people don't even know, like with your basic iron, how it comes with that little pamphlet inside and it gives you the heat recommendations. And people just
Yeah.
turn it all the way up.
Oh,
And especially with those irons,
I
now they
was
go up
that
to
person.
450.
until like 2 weeks ago.
Not 2 weeks.
Oh, no way. Yes, you were. Not 2 weeks.
Christina
like
did.
3
That-
months ago,
Yeah.
Matt touched up my hair, and then I'm like, oh, let me just. So in the studio here, there's not really a mirror. I'm like, oh, we blow it dry real quick, and he's like, I'll just smooth it for you, and then we'll trim it up. He puts the irons in my head, and I'm like, what do you have the irons
You
on?
need a
It's like
camera because this-
Oh,
450.
God, that face.
We need a camera on Christina.
He's like
She won't let me put
450.
one
I'm
on
like,
her.
oh my god, don't put that on my hair.
Christina's
Oh my
adorable
God.
and she looks cute and she's fun to watch talk and it's
Watched.
stupid that she doesn't have.
Wait.
I'm gonna Instagram a picture of you right now. So if you're watching and you want to see how adorable Christina is,
Christina
Yeah.
hides,
Just
but
make
she
that face.
Go
and
look at my
she's
Instagram.
running all the cameras in the whole show. So
No, Thad is running.
I know,
I'm
but
well,
we-
Thad's
I'm
running the
helping.
camera too. Yes, everyone knows. Everyone can see Thad. They
I
see
know.
what he's doing.
we see.
Actually,
that.
I don't think they've seen Thad because I don't think she'll go to that camera because she has
How do I
No,
zoom?
Thad's. There's not a camera for Thad.
the GoPro.
Oh, Thad.
Where's Thad at?
Look,
There
there's
Oh,
Thad.
there's the whole place.
Aw.
Aw.
Christina, wave at me. I'm Instagram storying you.
Okay, so
Go check me out. Check her out.
here we go. So the next one.
Okay, so Hairdustry. What lighting type and brand are you using for your in-salon images?
So I'm gonna completely make a video about this. I when I saw this question, I was like, I need to make that video about the Diva light and the ring light thing, and just show people how to take pictures. I think that would be a fun one for us to do. So we'll make a video about it, but we use the Diva ring light. You guys like it? I know I'm getting the same thing right now.
I like it.
You like it? And Danielle, so last week we talked about Danielle not having any presence on Instagram whatsoever. And how many pictures did you take this week?
I'm up to only 4. I mean,
4. That's good.
Yeah.
It's 4 more than me.
Yeah, that's 4. You just started. You
yeah.
just worked
I have
3
been
days. That
shamed
was it.
into it.
That's okay though.
Yeah,
And
but you have 4 pictures and you worked 3 days.
That's how I
you know?
operate.
this is the thing though. A lot of people are very like shy to do it. You know, like they don't want to do it. So it's cool. Like you came up with a system because you kind of style the hair, and Madison was telling me that she's taking the
Yes.
pictures with you. So
And then Brian helps to coach me.
nice. So that's the thing, and you're
Tough
getting
love.
great
Teamwork.
pictures. So the ring light
I
is
love it.
the ring light is the key to a great picture. It is the cheat code. Did you notice that? Did you have that
Yes.
before?
Well, that was the thing. The lighting in the
Selfie
salon
damage.
that I worked at was terrible. Plus, there's just absolutely not a single wall
Yeah.
that I can put
Well,
somebody
it's just
near
a
with good
terrible
lighting.
hole in the ground.
That too. That too. It should be swallowed up. Yes.
So
It's time.
when you use the
Mhm.
ring light, you put your phone through the ring light and it surrounds the hair. And we'll talk about it. And actually, Chris, if you go to the GoPro again, we have a ring light up
Oh, yeah.
right up there. So you guys can you can see the
No,
back
you
of it.
can't.
You know.
There's a black circle, right?
Yeah. Right there.
There.
So that's a ring light. You know, we use them for a lot of different things in the videos and stuff, but also we have one in the salon on the salon floor up against a white wall. The
It's
key-
worth every single penny just because of how good it makes my selfies.
True.
Not to mention, yes.
But
your work as
also,
well.
a key thing that I think we've all figured out is that you have to back away from the wall a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So don't be too close to the wall because you'll get a reflection or a
And
shadow.
get up on the light.
Get up on the light. Like the guest's head should be in the light, basically.
Yeah.
So you can find them on Amazon. I'll try to link to where you can buy them below. They're $250, somewhere around that. So
Wait, are you not selling them anymore?
I don't sell them.
We should.
It's too complicated. I contacted the company and it was
They should send me one for my home.
Their margins were
Then I'll sell 'em.
horrible.
yeah. They had horrible margins.
Horrible margins.
We should get them on the wheel.
We should.
Hmm.
They probably wouldn't though. They probably charge us to do that.
I know.
Hey, Diva Cup.
So-
I think they should give us more.
All right.
So Cosmo Kelly, she works for herself and she has a salon suite. And this year she changed color lines. The new line she loves, but it's costing me more. Should I increase my prices? And if so, how do I go about doing that? Do I do it across the board or just color services? Do I display a sign for a month or 2, then just bump it up? I'm really trying to stay reasonably priced.
Anybody have anything?
I think a good way to go about it, because I would make sure that it's one of those scenarios. All right, so hold on. I have a lot of thoughts on the one way I'm trying to create this. You know how sales reps always have that like perfect breakdown, not necessarily of what one tube of color costs, but like the usage, because like this tube may cost $6, but you're getting 3 ounces out of it, and this one is $5, but there's only 2 ounces in it. Like that kind of math breakdown, and sales reps always have charts on that shit. And if they tell you they don't, they're lying. But you get that kind of breakdown to make sure that the color line itself is actually more expensive. And then if it is, increase your prices, because why don't make yourself poor just because you decided to start offering a better product because you said you love the line. So you want to stay with it. So that means your work just got better, which means it's worth a couple dollars more to maintain this higher echelon of service that you're providing.
Anybody else?
I think it's just gouge them.
Here's the one thing that I don't really love seeing in this question is that do I display a sign for a couple months then bump it up? I think a sign is
Just say it.
yeah, like a sign I think is you probably not wanting to say it. But I think if you're just honest with people and You know, you went with a different color line probably for a reason. So explain that. Just be honest. And prices do go up, but also don't raise your prices if you're not fully busy. Like if you have gaps in your day, then you need to figure out why you're not busy enough yet. And then once you don't have any gaps in your day, then that's when I would raise my prices, because we've all been through it.
But if like the only thing I worry about that is if you're at a point where like the last thing you want to do right now is make yourself poorer. And if this is like significantly more expensive color,
Well, first off, there's no way it's that much more
Well, that's
expensive.
what I was
It's got to be
going to
$1,
say. If she
$2.
can
unless you're
really,
switching to gold
really
well.
be
Then switch out.
extremely, I guess, frugal with the color,
Yeah.
and almost try to get creative in maybe not keeping the whole color line. I don't know if she is, and budgeting that way. And then maybe, honestly, each guest she could probably raise, I would say, $3 right now.
Yeah, and they wouldn't even
And they
know.
wouldn't even notice that, and she
Yeah.
would see like a little bit of, and then raise your prices, as Matt was saying, once you get really busy, because then you make room for those guests that now are going to be at those newer, bigger prices
All right.
anyway. So
Huge piece of advice for this and anyone else that this would apply to when it comes to, like you're talking about, you wanted to do a sign. I'm saying just tell people as they come in.
Yeah.
Make a note for yourself. Actually handwrite a note of the day that you're starting. Because every time that I got a raise, I told my guests that obviously I'm not just going to spring that on them. I'm going to tell
Right.
them for one visit and then the next visit. But after you've been doing that for a month and a half, you start to lose track of how long you've been doing that. And a
Sure.
couple of people get in a couple of times at old prices when you should have raised them, or some people didn't. Write it down. This is the day that I started. And that way, you know, if you
yeah,
know,
keep
look at
track
your
of
book,
everything like that, consistent.
because
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I get it. I never get a raise the next day. It's, you know, I tell my people and it takes about 2 months for everyone to be into effect with it. But for Christ, write it down. Do
Yeah.
yourself a favor.
For sure. All right, last one.
Okay, last question is from William Everett, our buddy.
It is William Myritt Everett III.
Yeah,
William
I
Myritt
don't remember
Everett
all the extra
the
ones.
third.
Yeah,
His
we
name's getting
don't
longer.
actually know William Everett.
Yeah, but we're kind of on a first name basis.
No,
with
I know,
him,
but I'm just
so-
saying I don't remember all those extra words in there.
So
I want him to become like a baron or something. Just
use
make
the
it longer.
Paul Mitchell Fantasy Color line for a deep purple. I mixed the purple and the denim blue together. I would say I used about 2 ounces of purple to half ounce of blue. Turned out great, but after her first wash 3 days later, with color safe products as well as having a mask with her service, it faded to their exact teal. He fixed it today with Aveda, but I'm curious about your thoughts.
Pop XG sucks.
Oh, it doesn't suck.
Their purple does.
Well, they came out with a royal
Everyone
purple
with
now.
this purple had that problem.
They have a royal purple now.
Yeah.
Is that what you said, Daniel?
I mean, I'm not with the company anymore, but of course, all the educator friends, they've been raving about it and showing their washout and everything, and it's really not budging. And then they've even showed how they made blurple, you know,
Okay.
adding a little bit of blue
Ah.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Thad's nose ring color.
It's true.
Oh, I was like, you were pointing at that. I'm like, what does that have to do with
He's
blurple?
blurple AF.
Okay, so
The original purple was very problematic. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that the new one's better.
yeah, I mean, you'd have to say how many different of those colors have you tried?
I've tried most of them, but I'm talking just in general. The purple
For the
has
purple.
always been a
Okay.
problem.
So,
And it was always teal.
Well, it was even the Inkworks. There was a problem with the purple, right?
well, and I would really like to know, like depending on how light somebody gets, right? So if their purple, their original purple was, made for that level 10, and it's just supposed to be like a nice light purple. I don't know, because I haven't. First off, I haven't lifted anybody that high, and put that purple on there. So I don't. know.
You can lift me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I saw a lot of times it's a really pretty teal that it goes to, but it goes
Mhm.
to it really fast. So like, unless you were going for that teal, it's like, oh, well, that purple was.
Oh, the purple goes to teal.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what he's
Okay.
saying in this. Like people, like after
He
a
used
wash or
2
two, it
ounces of
goes from
purple,
like dark purple
half
to teal.
blue, and it went right to their exact teal color, is
Yeah.
what he was saying. Yeah.
Okay.
But The opalescent
Oh,
from
I get
Pop
that. I get what you're
XG
saying.
on my grandmother, amazing. Because her eyesight isn't good enough to know that I kind of made her hair a little bit like purplish.
Gloria.
But I love the way it looks.
Yeah, I like that one too
Oh,
because we did
Gigi.
it on one of our videos. We used that color.
And then I do use it in my shampoo when I get a little bit of yellow in my gray.
You do?
The opalescent, yes.
Sweet.
All right.
So did we
There you
even
go.
answer that for him, or did we just agree with him that it doesn't?
The royal purple.
Yeah. So
That
try
is
the royal purple.
The fix to everything.
Try the royal purple. They
Is it a different shade?
It's
Or
just
is
a
it
deeper
just-
purple. Like really
That's
deep.
hot.
I don't know if I have that one over there. To
But
check.
you're saying that the purples in general and blues fade in the Pop XG. So
no,
there's really
I'm
nothing
saying
to fix.
only just the purple.
Oh, the purple.
That is the only one that there was ever like
Oh, okay.
a problem with.
Mhm.
Other than that, it was just another. It was a fantasy line.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fade like fantasy colors should,
Mhm.
but from the jump, for some reason, the purple just went straight teal. Like
Inkworks too did that.
I
Inkworks
think
just
didn't
faded
Inkworks go
out.
gray?
Inkworks just faded out. I think
Yeah.
in general, right? Like
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the purple like pretty much just like faded or tone blonde.
But yeah, no, the rest of them are good. So all right, fine, I take it back. Pop actually doesn't suck. Original purple is a little problematic.
So Hair Like a
Not
Boss says
anymore.
Christina needs a camera.
I agree.
All right.
He needs to come visit.
So
oh, wait,
somebody.
I'm gonna do a poll. I've always wanted to do a poll on Instagram. I'm just talking to myself. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So somebody has to pick someone to be the winner
Christina.
of the wheel spinner today. So out of these questions,
I think I say Cosmo Kelly
I was thinking that too.
because she works for herself. You
Anybody
know,
else?
Salon Suite.
Does it?
Anybody want to fight that?
No,
No.
Can we
Okay.
get Rock'em
Who's
Sock'em
gonna-
Robots.
So Cosmo.
Oh my god.
that would be fun.
Yes. Cosmo Kelly, you're going to spin the wheel.
I should probably spin the wheel so that way you guys don't have to get up.
The wheel is fully loaded with prizes. So we have Sunlight's Balayage Lightener is back on with Bali Box
what?
2.0
I love
on the
that.
wheel.
I
We-
didn't get an email from last week. I'll double check.
I got it.
Oh.
It was a DM.
Okay.
Because we didn't tell him to.
Slid into the
We didn't tell
DM.
Jason to send it anywhere. So I want to make sure I do that today.
Okay.
So
So, do you
I
have
have his
Jason's info?
address.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
send that out.
Sorry,
then.
Jason. Obviously, I haven't given it to her yet. But
I was waiting.
I know. I'm sorry. So, okay. So, Sunlight's Balayage, Bali Box 2.0 on the wheel. MinervaBeauty.com. Some cool prize from them. Maybe it's a really cool light up thing. I don't know. Then we have Olaplex. We have Donald Scott carving comb. We have Mizutani scissors. So,
What?
Yeah, I know. And then some prizes from Free Salon Education are on there, and that's it.
Christina's.
I didn't miss
there's a poll now
Oh.
on my Instagram of whether or not Christina should get a camera, and it's my first poll, so everyone go answer it.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
excited.
So the winner, you can tell them after we spin or whatever. Just make sure they know. to
Yeah. Wait.
send
Let
it.
me line up the excitement.
Wait, can we look at the camera?
Okay,
Can
we're
we look
ready.
at the
Alrighty.
All right, Dre. Give it a spin. Wow, that sounds unbelievable.
You're getting it surround.
What is it gonna be? Cosmo Kelly wins.
I love that shot.
Yeah, nice shot.
That like literally one job.
And it is us.
Oh. Not that it almost landed on Minerva.
I know.
I
well,
mean, we have pretty good things too.
we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
What?
For sure.
So
What's us?
Cosmo Kelly. So Christina will
It's
pick
like
some fun stuff.
Bunch
It's
of
this
gifts.
exact mug.
No, not
Here's
just
my
the
mug. I'm not gonna wash it.
So Cosmo Kelly, email. What email should we do, Chris?
Don't you still have contest open or no?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Contest at freesaloneducation.com. Email your address. Jason, I know you're watching. You could do that too if you want. So email your address, your full name, and that should be it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll send you some cool stuff.
That's fun.
That is fun. This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we have a
Mhm.
good time at episode 2?
Yeah, we killed
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. Lots of you guys were on live with us today. Those of you that watched on Facebook, is Facebook still going? So those of you that watched on Facebook, I know it's a little bit different experience. Watch on YouTube next week, but
I
because
hope nobody asked us questions on Facebook.
no, they probably did, but I meant to
I
say
couldn't
at the
get to it.
beginning, go to YouTube, but I wrote it, so
Like
I wrote it
who's-
on Facebook. Oh, and we got to give out a VibraStraight iron.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
So who's
Everybody else.
who's gonna win that?
Well.
Oh, wait, not
It's
it.
somebody that's on live. So right now,
Oh, God.
put your name and where you're from, and I'm gonna start closing
And the
out
number
show.
69.
Then we'll-
First person.
Your name and where you're from on here. I just want to see that.
I want to see who says 69.
And we'll give you a VibraStraight iron. They were very excited to give away one of these every single show,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's generous.
which is like a $199 iron. So,
What if we give 5 of them
Same.
out tonight and then none for the next month?
ooh.
I
Nope.
mean,
No.
I'm just asking.
All right.
Did anybody
Gotta
write
tune
69?
in for the iron.
All right. People are posting. So let's have to get that going. Follow Danielle.
Nobody said 69. Up.
Right.
That's my vote.
Hair like a boss did.
Yes.
Maybe we will give it to Hair Like a Boss.
I think
Me,
you
he's
have
hanging
to
out
now.
with us. Why not?
New iron.
You're
New iron.
welcome.
All right, Hair Like a Boss. Email Christina, contest@freesaloneducation.com. We'll forward your information to VibraStraight, and they'll send you an iron. You'll like it. It's a really awesome iron.
You'll
I
like it
a
or
lot.
else.
I like it a lot.
It's hella fun.
Sure is now.
And tell everybody where to get it. All right. Follow
Great way to
Danielle
put it.
Downs because now she's on Instagram and she's actually posting.
How many? Wait, I want to track this. How many followers are you at right now?
Oh my goodness.
Now
I
that you're
don't
starting
know.
to be serious about this.
Yeah, and what is your name on Instagram?
DMD_Downs.
Okay.
DOWNES.
We should come up with something like, you know,
Definitely, because
69
just something
downs.
easy for people to. I mean, maybe that's easy. I don't know.
Thad
you
Bolin
would
eyes
be
just
surprised
rolls
how
up.
many Danielle Downs are out there.
That's
now.
why no one. I mean, Thad's he probably gets one follower a show because no one can figure out how to spell that.
That-
Right?
what?
I don't know. Thad Bolin could you spell
People
Thad
know how to
Bolin?
spell. It's just you.
Oh.
How did I end up at the end of that when Brian brought it up?
No, I'm just saying
'Cause
you're
I
not
can
a
spell.
very great speller.
I am
You
the
or
worst.
Jason Higley.
I am really bad.
I
I'm
wonder
a
if
really
he's
good
watching.
speller. I can't imagine. Like, yeah. I'm a
I
good
didn't even
speller.
start moving forward in life
should be.
until the iPhone came out and it started correcting my spelling.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
But now everything's fine.
See, I just figured that there's not that many Thad Bolins on Instagram, so they're gonna start spelling Thad Bol, and then it's just gonna pop up.
Have you
And
tried it?
then it'll just.
Well,
pop up.
you would be surprised how many Danielle Downs there are, or Danny Downs, or D Downs, or Hair by D Downs, or Danielle Downs. I've tried it.
Okay.
I have.
Damn.
I agree.
She just came for you.
Yeah, exactly. Don't come for me.
All right, so
Unless
follow
I send for
Danielle.
you.
I can't remember it. DMD
Can we get it?
Underscore
underscore
downs.
downs.
Can we each get T-shirts with our thing on it, and then we can just
I'm
be
still
like,
waiting for the T-shirts with this on it.
Me and Drea really need that.
We got the cups.
Yeah.
I hope the customers aren't waiting for theirs.
Uh-oh.
Well, it takes like 7 days.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
and
they
I want a
print them.
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I don't wear sweatshirts. I want a T-shirt.
Okay.
Your
Your T-shirt's coming. And anybody else that wants a T-shirt,
Look at that.
go to freesaloneducation.com. Brian,
On all social media, it's hairstyle. HAIRE
Yeah.
style.
Drea,
Hair by Dre Day.
Pat,
And it's Thad Bolin.
Thad Bolin.
and follow. You can follow
Makes
me and
sense.
Christina at Free Salon Education. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you have any questions for next week, post them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and all of that jazz. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And all that jazz.
See you next week.
Matt, you wanted to do keeping your feed?